Many physicists now believe that matter is composed of trapped light. This is the reason for the inclusion of the speed of light in Einstein's famous equation. Energy is equal to the mass times the square of the speed of light. E equals mc squared. Matter composed of trapped light. Jewish mystics tell in the Kabbalah that in the beginning, the vessel holding creation shattered into millions of shards of divine light, now present throughout creation. Abraham Heschel wrote, "When we say grace, we release the divine sparks into our food." God's light shining through and around and in the things of God's creation. Light. God's light. One of the places where I see God's light every year, the light that inspires me, is the Montreat Worship and Music Conference. I love going to Montreat and hearing voices raised to our Creator. This year, I wasn't able to physically go to Montreat, but the Presbyterian Association of Musicians brought Montreat to us with a virtual conference. I was able to share my Montreat experience this year with several people who would not have been able to go to Montreat if it was an in-person conference like it normally is. Light in the darkness. I'm looking for light everywhere these days, finding it in small, unexpected places. It is 100 years after the height of the Reformation. The 30 Years' War, a religious, civil, and imperial war, has ravaged the German people with pillage, destruction, disease. And in the Nikolaikirche, in the center of Berlin, the Lutheran poet-pastor Paul Gerhardt is crafting words of praise, of hope, of trust in God. For these war-weary, worried people to sing into their souls, to sing into each other, to sing out to God. Carried on the melodies of Johann Kruger and later Johann Ebling, these sturdy, personal poems of God's unceasing love soon ring out in Lutheran churches across Germany, printed and pressed into the hands of besieged and beleaguered people. 10 stanzas, 8 stanzas, 12, 18, impressing into hearts the constant, sure love of God. Greater, greater by far than the 1,000 plagues on earth. A loving light, brighter, brighter by far than any darkness. Where are you seeing that loving light that breaks through the darkness, the light of hope? Composer Mark Patterson wrote a beautiful anthem that was going to be sung by the senior high choir at Montreat this year, in celebration of the 50th anniversary of the Presbyterian Association of Musicians. When we learned that we could not gather in person, the planning team and the composer decided to turn it into a virtual choir and to use images of our past 50 years at Montreat. The name of the anthem? In the Light of Hope.
surround us. When anger and anguish seem far too heavy to bear, there is a light shining, there is a voice calling. God reaches out with love that meets us anywhere. We are called to live in the light of hope, called to walk as holy witness to God's unbounded love. We are called to rise above the storms that surround us, the fears that confront us. We are called to live in the light of hope. When mercy and kindness and truth seem lost and forsaken, when hatred takes hold and the world's too busy to care, hold on with faith the stronger, sing out with hope that's brighter, live out your life with love for all God's people everywhere. We are